from SABC to the elections to what's happened, it's been phenomenal, and I'm quite excited about what the vision and the plan is for the future, because the way you guys are moving, I think South Africa is getting a bit small for you, and I hope you've got a more continental or global outlook on what you're trying to do. How have you been? What made you guys decide to take, say, we're going to fuck this podcast shit up because Abo Penwell are sleeping on the game?
Penwell, good to see you, bro.
Hey, don't calm it down, Baba. Keep it at the hype there. Take say, yeah, we decided to fuck shit up. Oratil and I sat down. We were like, nah, these niggas are playing. Huh?
I just know I'm not going to talk in this podcast.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'll keep quiet. I'm here for you.
No, I'm good, bro. Good to see you. It was actually the SABC thing. When the show was effectively cancelled, I felt liberated because SMWX was something I was doing in a way on the side. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to put all my eggs into this basket, because I had seen what the mainstream looked like. I'd seen inside mainstream news media, and I realized, wow, like there's no special sauce that they have that's better than the upcoming alternative media. And if we just put effort into this, we're going to be much bigger than the main. I think we already in many ways are.
Correct.
Much bigger than the South African mainstream. So I took the lessons I learned from SABC. I took the extra time that I had, and I was like, we're going hard on SMWX this year. And we're going to capitalize on the election, captive audience. And if we can just keep consistent up to that moment, then hopefully things will explode when all the attention is trained on the election. And that's exactly what happened. And, we're happy. We're working very hard. And the results are showing.
Congrats, bro. I really thought you were going to drop off a bit after the elections.
South Africa's full of too much drama, bro.
I was pleasantly surprised that you didn't. Yeah. And it's just been scaling more and more. Are you at liberty to explain what happened at the SABC?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk about it. They just said, we don't want the show to carry on.
Did they headhunt you initially to be like, hey, we'd like you to come and host the show?
So they headhunted me. They were like, hey, there's the show. We want you to host it. This is the idea behind the show. At the time, I had just had my son. I was very busy lecturing at Wits, doing SMWX and some other things. So I was like, no, double the offer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Flexing, like I don't really need. So pump up the cheese.
And then they were like, okay, fine. And I was like, whoa.
Hectic. Should have gone for triple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, wow, it's the public broadcaster. It turned out that the show was also on SABC 3. So it had a free-to-air audience as well. So I was like, actually, I can't turn down this opportunity. Yeah. When I got there, what I found was that the SABC was still very stuck in its ways. So it was very difficult to make suggestions and innovate the show. And when you think of like what we do here, you're innovating like every day, right? If you have a new idea, let's change the direction of the room. Direction of the room's changed, right?
Do it.
Yeah. And I remember being like, with my show, I have an idea for the YouTube part of the show, because the show had gone YouTube and I wanted to position it right, get the thumbnails right, titles, all of that. And I was told, no, cool. We have a meeting in like 3 months. I was like, 3 months?
Yeah,
like, let's
just discuss it.
Yeah, discuss. Let's do it tomorrow. Like, and I understand that because SABC is a massive institution and it's a big ship and you can't turn it around easy. But it was quite difficult to bring my suggestions to the show.
Yeah.
The SABC also had a very specific direction in which they wanted the show to go. And they wanted it to be one of those traditional, like, adversarial interviews where the interviewer, it's kind of like an old school form of interviewing when the interviewer is like, why did you do this? And why did you do that? And that's not really the kind of interview I like, and it's not really my personality. So I felt a little bit conflicted to the extent that, hey, they brought me on to do this gig.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is what we want. And I accepted it. But on the other hand, it's not the kind of interview style that works, I think, these days. And it's not the interview style that I'm particularly good at.
Yeah.
So you may remember the Gayton interview, which you hold me.
I was about to reference that one, because that was the one that maybe gave them what they were looking for.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Pushback, challenge.
Yeah. And I look back on it and it wasn't my best interview. And I'm aware of that. And you guys were probably right to hold me over the coals for it to some extent. But I was trying to find my voice and also do what the channel had hired me to do.
Yeah.
But over time, as more conversations unfolded, the show became a bit more unlike that, where it would be normal conversations, etc. And I was quite happy about that. But eventually, I just got a call randomly out of the blue. The election was coming up. I don't know. The show seemed to be doing pretty well.
Sure.
But they were just like, look, we want to move you to a different place. We want to stop the show and move you to a different place. You'll still be on the channel, but doing a slightly different thing. And I looked at it and I was just like, firstly, I have no idea why the show has ended.
Yeah, they're not giving you reasons. The ratings are down. Whatever. Just give me something with meat that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even though it wasn't I knew it could be better. Like I always had this feeling like this show could be so much better. We can do better things with it. I don't think it was necessarily bad either. But then I had to look at things and look at my life and think, do I want to carry on here where I have an incredible reach? I'm working with great people. It's a great opportunity, but I can't do it the way I want to do it. Or do I take the leap and say, you know what, let me try and build something that's truly my own vision?
Yeah.
And at that moment, I turned down the money at that point and I was like, let's carry on with SMWX in earnest.